Okay, my name's Zakashi, guys, and in this video we're going to be getting into a Ultra Kid BUU should you summon. He's going to be releasing on Sunday, and they've actually dropped his full kit video. Well, it's not even a video, they're violating that. They're not respecting Kid BUU at all. It's literally just a Word document, so we're going to be looking at that. But before we actually get into this video, I'm going to ask you two questions. How many Chrono crystals have you got? Comment that down below. I'm trying to get an average and see how many people have all over the board. And also, if you've already made your decision, if you haven't, wait till the end. If you're summoning or not, in the comment section below, answer those two questions for me, please. And then outside of that, if you haven't already, make sure to press that subscribe button, man. We're on this grind to 50,000 subscribers. I'm not going to hold you guys up any longer. Let's actually get into whether you should summon on Ultra Kid BUU. I'm going to give some pre-information, go through his kit, then give you whether I think he's worth it or not. Alright, so I always look at this thing where I actually write down some pre-information. I'm going to give you a list of things that I always think you should consider before you're actually summoning. So the first thing is how many Chrono Crystals you have. I always like to say on any banner that you're actually trying to go deep on, 20,000 Chrono Crystals is optimal because that's where the cap is. But really and truly, if you have about 13k for Ultras, in my experience anyways, and a lot of people's experience that I've seen, about 13,000 Chrono Crystals, 10,000 Chrono Crystals, if you're the average person, is when you'd actually get the Ultra. So if you have about less than that, maybe you might want to consider saving. Another thing is just watch showcases. Most of you guys, if not all of you guys, are not content creators or have any reason to really just be a speedy summoner. There's no reason for you to summon first thing because you don't know whether he's actually going to be good in PvP, even if his kit reads as such. So definitely watch showcases before making your decision, because there's no reason for you guys to rush. The banner won't be disappearing in 24 hours. You'll get so many showcases in 24 hours, whether it's me you're watching or any other content creator, but it should be me you're watching. I'm joking. Anyway, the next one we got is you could wait until the last day as well. If you're really not sure on whether you want the unit, waiting until the last day will not harm you. So if you wait till the last day of the banner, you literally have all the time in the world to see how he'd actually phase out in PvP for the first couple days, because sometimes units are good on the first day because people are hyped by them, and then later on, like literally 3 days later, people stop using them because they're not actually that good. It's just the fact that they were hyped off the first day. So definitely watch showcases, and definitely if you're not sure, wait until the last day. And the last thing I want to mention is just the near future. Like, we got the anniversary, should be at the end of May, at the start of June. The near future is very important, so if you want to skip BUU to save for the anniversary, because the anniversary units will probably be very good, that's a very good reason to not summon, and I feel like a lot of people will be doing that. I might be one of those people doing that, so maybe you might want to consider that. I know not having Kid BUU would actually affect you in later events that might come out. Maybe there's a raid, gauntlet, things like that, because of the boost that he gets in PvE events. But really and truly, it's not worth the waste of the Chrono Crystals if they do nothing for you in your box. So consider all these things before you go ahead and summon. It's very important to know all of that, so you don't waste your Chrono Crystals. But yeah, let's actually get into the kit information for this Ultra Kid BUU. Okay, so we got the whole kit here. You see Ultra Kid BUU, and the first thing I noticed straight away is that he's element yellow, which means that he's going to be a decent option to actually get rid of Ultra Gold Geo Blue just off rip, simply because he's type advantage over him. And on top of that, you just gotta think about it, like this guy's bringing back a whole team. He's bringing back a whole team. So if you want to build regeneration, you're gonna want to have this guy. But let's actually read into what he can do. So they've actually given descriptions. They've never really done this before. They've done it in a video format, right? But they've never really done it like this before. So let me even zoom in. We need to have it large. So we got here, this BUU's main strength can be summarized in one word: recovery. I don't really like that word. I hate that word, in fact. I hate that word. I guess regeneration, that suits them, but I hate that word. Even after taking damage, BUU will be able to stubbornly recover any lost health. That seems canon, that's canon. That's not all though. It has plenty of offensive abilities like blast armor, arts card, draw speed, special cover change, endurance nullification. That's like every unit anyways. This Ultra character combines an excellent offense and defense with a powerful time typed unique gauge. We'll read into it. They try to guess it up. Yeah, you see all of this information, like that's like every unit. If your unit doesn't have draw speed, special cover change nullification, and endurance nullification, and blast armor at least on the ultimate, like that's regular. Don't let them sway you. The tags regeneration, powerful opponent. We need to actually see if he's actually packing any real heat. The main ability, in addition to restoring health, this main powerful ability inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade. So you get your ultimate universal destruction. Then he gives attribute downgrades, health restoration, damage received, draw speed. The draw speed -1 is actually going to be more effective than people think. These can be cancelled, but they're all for 20 timer counts. this is going to be a lot more effective than people think. This one specifically and this one, these two, they're going to hit a bit and they're going to be noticeable, especially when you're purple fighting Kid BUU. It's going to hit a lot. That, don't sleep on that. It might be subtle, but don't sleep on that. You see his Z abilities: regeneration, strike, attack, and defense. So I think he's going to be a melee type. Special move for regeneration, kind of dope. And then regen and powerful opponent as well. So that's decent, that's decent, that's decent. Ultra ability is obviously going to be regeneration, I presume. Let's see, where is it? Leader tag is regeneration. Okay, so if you put him on the leader slot, it doesn't matter what team you're obviously running him on, but if you're not, he's best with regeneration units. Most of them are powerful opponents as well, so it's really a mix. Strike, he doesn't have blast arm on strike, but he does give sustained damage cut 10%, minus 10%, so that could be useful as well. He does the same thing on his blast arts, that could be useful as well. The blue card here looks a bit cool. So if the unique gauge is full, restore key and vanishing gauge, and even inflicting no switching upon activation. So that's not even landing, it says upon activation. Just pressing the blue card, you'll stop the enemy from switching. That's kind of like VB, LLVB. When he hits his blue card, he locks you in. Deals massive explode damage, applies the following effect stuff upon activation. He gets key from it, cool. He gets his vanishing gauge 100%, cool. That's actually dope, and it activates twice. The vanish thing is always dope. Keeps you ahead of the game, you don't have to switch out. Destroys all enemy cards on hit, that's also dope. And it's a close range blue card, so it's the type that you charge forward. It has blast arm on that, that's cool. Inflicts all enemies with no switching for free time accounts upon its activation if the character's unique gauge is full. So using this while your unique gauge is full is going to be kind of dope, because you'll get your vanish back more than anything else, and you'd be able to lock them in. So it's not always going to be a lock-in, but if the gauge is full, it's going to be to your benefit, so take that in. The green card nullifies the enemy special cover changes when even convert your blast arts into strike arts. Damn, my reading go down the drain. Go on the offensive with strikes after using special arts. Applies the following effects to self upon activation. Restores key by 40, plus 20% to strike damage inflicted for 15 time counts. Changes blast arts cards into strike arts. So very much going to be a melee type. And when you pop the green card, I think regeneration, they really want it to be a strike based team, given that this Ultra Kid BUU is strike based. Switching all blast cards to strike cards is mad, because there's a lot of blast based regeneration units. So I don't know how I feel about this, him being strike based. But with Fat BUU, that actually got the 1% plat, this could work out. So we got a yellow and a green, that's kind of dope. If you run maybe green, yellow of some sort, and then you actually cover the greens with this Kid BUU, that could be dope. Applies the effect, nullifies enemy special actions that activate when changing cover for 10 time accounts. That's actually dope. Having that on the green card, it reminds me of I think UGB does it and USG does it, Hit does it as well. Lots of characters do that, and that's actually game changing thing, because you can just consistently not be cover changed. It's really annoying to deal with. Draw a special move arts card next on hit if this character's unique gauge is full. So you can combo these cards, which means that the green card is either like a beam or it's like a you move forward towards them. It's one of those. I don't see it being a counter either. They should have put like the symbols that tell you what type of move it is. There's usually like that 3x3 square that shows you what type of move it is by the red. If you know what I'm talking about, you can just press any of your character's arts cards and you see what I'm talking about. The ultimate, this powerful ultimate arts nullifies the enemy's endurance effect while also damaging all enemies. AoE damage damages all enemies. I said this on the live stream, it was so predictable because like he was literally so active. Like he's on timing. So deals a massive explode damage, applies the following effects to self upon activation, plus 20% to ultimate damage for free time accounts, nullifies enemies restore health when it reaches 0 effects when the character attacks for free time accounts. That's like everybody, so these two are like regular, cool. The ultimate damage seems like it can be cancelled though, so it probably won't get cancelled in that time span, but I'm just pointing it out. The following effects occur on hit. A portion of the damage inflicted will also be dealt to the enemy's member on standby. Seals all enemies' main abilities for 5 time accounts. That's actually going to be a little annoying. The sealing main abilities is going to be a little annoying, but the fact that it does AoE damage is good, because say if you're hitting a purple, the others are going to take massive AoE damage, so that's pretty dope. And it's obviously, it's not a long range ultimate like Rev Sign or something, even though he does it through blue cards. So he's going to have blast armor with it, which should be normal as well. When they say blast armor, I'm usually thinking of the strike cards, but almost everybody has blast armor on their ultimates. If you don't, you're literally just a man down more than anybody else. Alright, now the main bits of the kit, the unique abilities. We got unique ability 1, fill the unique gauge and get a massive 2 levels of arts card draw speed up when combined with the boost at the battle start. BUU has higher modifiers to damage inflicted, giving it both strong recovery and high firepower. Applies the following effects to self when battle starts, 110% damage inflicted. They be giving this to every character now, and it just means that it's gonna get power crept later on. But it's cool. Reduces damage received by 60%. Draw speed, that's dope. Draw speed, everybody loves draw speed. You need to have that. Applies attribute upgrade, minus 20%. There's a lot of sustained damage cut effects, you know, like a lot of sustained damage cut effects. So this guy might be doing damage, like a lot more damage than people think. Because USV has that same thing, and people slept on him. But once he builds up, like it's actually very inconvenient to actually deal with. Because you're thinking, why am I taking so much damage? Restores own health by 30% once it reaches 0. So he has endurance. Regeneration, really regenerating. The recovery word, hey, the recovery word is dope. The recovery word is dope. I switched up. Now I'm playing. I just personally don't prefer units that recover. I like higher damage output units straight up. But endurance on anybody is insane. 15% health restoration for 60 time accounts. So imagine you use the endurance, then you actually heal all the way up as well. Damn. Inspect element. And then he nullifies attribute downgrades and abnormal conditions for 60 time accounts. So he can't get hit with any, like, to my knowledge, it won't be any like paralyzed and things like that. Downgrades and abnormal conditions, which is dope. He's immune to it. So Hercule users, paralyzed, Rose users, just get out, man. Gradually recharges own unique gauge over time while this character's on the battlefield or on standby. So it's naturally filling up, kind of like hit in a sense. Applies the following effects to self while unique gauge is full. So he gets damage inflicted, which can't be cancelled. Reduces damage received by 10%, cannot be cancelled. And minus 5 to art cost cannot be cancelled. Increases draw speed level as well, cannot be cancelled. So gauge full is actually pretty dope. If unique gauge is full after enemy attack is over, it resets to 0. And following effects occur. So if it resets to 0, I'm assuming you can get all of these again, which is dope. He restores his own health, 10% damage inflicted, and he shortens sub counts and randomly destroys 2 enemy cards. This is going to be a big RNG factor, but this could be way more convenient than you think because you'd be able to switch out, which is dope. Unique ability 2, he has a strike cover change, recovery, the words back, key every time an arts card is drawn for impressive durability, plus when the enemy activates rising rushes, and recover your vanishing gauge by 100%. Okay. And when 2 allies are defeated, nullifies endurance and activates other powerful effects. So he's going to be a good last stand member, which kind of makes sense. Knocks enemy back to long range. That's the strike cover change. You can only combo the blue card. Cool. So that means the green card probably won't be like a beam by my estimation of this. Applies the following effects to self every time this character draws an arts card. He heals every time he draws. That's actually dope. The recovery, they're pushing it. 2% is a lot more than you think as well. Restores key by 10. So with this, it might be very good to actually draw all your cards before switching out so you can make sure his health is high as possible. Applies the following effects to self every time this character uses a strike or blast arts card. So he's also getting buffs, insane buffs every time he's using any strike or blast. Special move damage, ultimate damage, and key recovery. It's good to do your ultimate at the end of a combo with his draw speed. If you have his gauge filled, you'd have 2 levels of draw speed. You'd be able to actually get off a dangerous ultimate or a blue card. Blue card locking them in as well if you filled your gauge. That's insane. The following effects occur when enemy activates Rise and Rush on this character. On the battlefield activates once, so he restores his vanishing gauge by 100%, and he cancels all attribute upgrades and buff effects. So this is kind of like 17. So if you rush him, he cancels out your rush notifications for UGB, for example. And on top of that, he gets his vanishing gauge back. So if you rush him in a position where he has no vanish, he will get his vanish back, so you'll be able to sidestep. That's actually really convenient. It really keeps him protected. Not 100% because he doesn't like lower 10 sub counts, but it keeps him protected for real. Applies the following effects to self when 2 allies are defeated. Unique gauge goes to 100%, which is dope. Kind of like Dragon Fist, but better because it's automatic. And then nullifies enemy restore health when it reaches 0, and it cannot be cancelled. So he nullifies endurance permanently when last stand. He is a comeback unit, I'm not gonna lie. This unit here, He's actually pretty solid. He's pretty solid, man. I'm liking him. I'm liking him. Now, after reading that, whether he's worth something for, I actually think he's worth something for. He's a big counter to UGB in my opinion. Nullifying endurance at last stand is very, very good. Rush protection and the fact that he can heal in a number of ways. With regeneration as it is, he's going to be a menace. Like, regeneration is going to be good. He's rush proof, running this guy on a regeneration team. So I'm thinking Fat BUU, Kid BUU, and then you'd obviously put 17 on the leader slot. That will give you full protection. You have Fat BUU healing, 17 healing, and Kid BUU's healing on his own. And on top of the fact, you can't rush those two guys unless you got permanent rush nullification, permanent endurance nullification, such as Rose or the tag droid, something like that. It's going to be very, very effective using this guy. Now, would he be beneficial for everybody? No, but can you make use of him? For sure. So whether I think he's worth something for, if you run regeneration power for opponent, for sure. Even if you don't, it's still worth something for, but would he have longevity? I can't really say that 100%, but again, it's more so favoritism on what you want to use. I don't feel like everybody would want to use him on the leader slot option, especially once we see future units coming out. So I think it's more so down to the person themselves. It's more so just a preference thing. But for the guys that do use him, they're going to get some amazing use out of him. He's going to be very, very valuable. And I think if you come up against him, you're going to have actually a lot of problems. This is going to bring 17 stocks up because it's going to make almost a full rush, anti-rush team where you can't really rush them unless you're running someone like Purple Rose. So it might bring up a lot of stocks for him as well, and a lot of other anti-endurance units. But would I be something? I think I really want one copy, you know. I'm looking at his kit and I think he's going to have quite a bit of life low key, since he actually just can't be rushed. He doesn't get affected by abnormal conditions. He's going to be very, very inconvenient for anybody who's going up against him because he'd literally be debuffing you to hell. He's going to be healing all the time. Especially when the anniversary comes back and LL17 comes back, a lot of people are going to be using LL17. A lot of people are going to have him. There's going to be a lot of value with this Kid BUU, in my opinion, anyways. So I'm actually looking forward to seeing how he's going to perform. There might be a lot of other OP teams as well putting this guy on the leader slot as a powerful opponent. We got Hit, Goku Black, and now Kid BUU as well. That's another variation of a team. So you could see that this guy could fit in a lot of places. I'm not going to lie, but because of his ultra ability, he have to be the leader slot option, but it could mess up the abilities here and there. But really and truly, I have high hopes for this guy. I'm not gonna lie. And the arts card is still trash. The effects, trash. The animation, trash. The pose, it's okay. Really and truly, the art doesn't define the unit. We haven't even seen the ink brush animation as well. So anybody actually judging off the art, based on like the unit off the art, you're not okay up here. But the kit, I actually like it quite a bit. There's a few bits that stood up for me a lot. I'm not a big fan of recovery, like I said, but him staying alive is going to be very, very inconvenient, and I can imagine fighting him and I'm going to be annoyed, especially at the god rank level with guys that have him high stars. I'm going to be annoyed. So I think I'm going to go for one copy just for content purposes. But really and truly, he's not a unit you need, but I'm telling you, he's going to be most likely very inconvenient to deal with. But I will say, just to sprinkle this on top for security, the stats are going to make a big difference to how valuable he is, and he might be very equipment heavy as well. So if he has bad defenses overall, it could actually just ruin the whole kit because he'd actually just get shredded regardless. He wouldn't get to the point where he can heal. You know, he might do a lot of damage, but if he's weak defensively on a regeneration team, that's kind of backwards, you know? The fact that he's based on recovery means that he might have bad defenses because he has to make it back, you know? But maybe that's just my analysis of it. Let me know what you guys think. I've given my opinion. And yeah, man, this is Ultra Kid BUU's full kit breakdown for the Should You Summon. But yeah, man, again, let me know whether you're going to be summoning or not. Let me know how many chrono crystals you've got right now. I'm going to be summoning for one copy when he releases on Sunday. So I'll be live streaming that in the morning as soon as he goes live. So definitely tune into that. But yeah, man, press the subscribe button. We're on this grind to 50,000 subscribers. Appreciate you guys for watching the video. My name is Zakashi, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man.